Watch and burn.
Hey everyone. So tonight or today, before it rains potentially, because all of a sudden the weather did kind of turn sort of gray. But anyways, yeah, today I want to discuss the very first American Ninja. This stars, of course, Michael Dudikoff, as well as Steve James, as Curtis Jackson, and Joe Armstrong. This is, of course, how the series gets up and running. And essentially what happens is Joe Armstrong is in the Army, of course, and he has no memory of his life prior to the military. He's just suffering from a serious case of amnesia, and he's a loner. He's kind of got this James Dean, Michael Dudikoff totally has this fucking James Dean thing going for him. But the character at this point kind of has this James Dean rebel without a cause, sort of he's off on his own, he's misunderstood. And then there's Curtis Jackson, played again by the absolutely magnetic Steve James, and he's the cool guy. He's the cool kid on campus. All the soldiers love him. Nobody really likes Joe. Joe gets in trouble. He gets blamed for getting a bunch of soldiers injured. And then Jackson attempts to kind of push Joe around. And up until this point, well, none of us, now of course I saw the second movie first, so I already knew. But nobody knows that Joe Armstrong, is actually a full-on American ninja. And so him and Jackson start sparring in front of a bunch of their peer group. There's that word again. Term again, sorry. And they become friends through doing this, and Jackson says to everybody, look, Joe's okay, let's give him a break. Some shit went wrong and it's not his fault. And because of Jackson's popularity, Armstrong is accepted, and then thus begins their relationship of two completely, totally cool, ass-kicking ninja types that go through pretty much the rest of the series, well, the first three movies, sort of, even though Dudikoff sat out the third one, and unfortunately Steve James had passed away by the time the fourth one was released. But at least for the first two movies, this begins Armstrong and Jackson's, ass-kickery. But yeah, so this one basically, the setup is as it always is in these canon movies. There's a bad guy, this time it's in the Philippines, and they're robbing the military, they're stealing their guns and shit. And the whole time, the general, oh my God, the good guy general, who Armstrong ends up being romantically involved with his daughter, he's the bad guy and he's in on it too. And he's working with the major bad guy who's wearing a white suit, and it's all this crazy shit that essentially they're just going to recycle. My fucking God, that's a big spider. That they're just going to recycle for the second one, even though I will say, like I think I said in the review for the second one, I'm not sure if that's up yet, but I preferred Gary Conway as the lion, his dude in the white suit, as opposed to the dude in the white suit in this one. This guy was just sort of like whatever. I did like the big ninja battle at the end, and it's occurring to me now that you can't really say a lot about these movies because they're canon films. Golan and Globus, man, they did a lot for us. Menahem and fucking Golan and Menahem, they did... Jesus Christ. Yeah, so anyways, you got to say the Golan and Globus, whenever those two names come up at the start of any canon film in a production capacity, you know the movie is going to be fucking amazing. It's going to be a little on the one-dimensional side, but the movie is still going to kick ass if you're looking for some crazy action, some ridiculous bad guys, over-the-top ninjas, and a lot of fighting. And when you're a little kid and you're obsessed with ninjas, this is the series of movies for you. So yeah, so this is just essentially setting the blueprint for the rest of the series, for better or for worse. The case is with the American Ninja movies is there would be that case of like diminishing returns. Each chapter would get a little weaker. I did really like the fourth one. I think it's called The Annihilation. I really liked how they had different colored ninjas, like red ninjas and yellow ninjas. And I liked the main bad guy, the British guy in that. He was a fucking total prick. But yeah, these movies are completely paint by numbers and totally formulaic. But Steve James, he did an amazing job setting up Curtis Jackson, as did Michael Dudikoff. I will say, out of the two of them, I actually don't know who my favorite was. I liked how quiet Joe was, but I liked how big Jackson was. So it's hard to say. Jackson's personality, Joe's mystery, it's hard to say. Armstrong and Jackson, they went together really well. But look, I'm going to go. So thank you so much for hanging out with me for almost 6 minutes while I attempted to say something coherent, and hopefully I did, about the first American Ninja movie from '85 or some shit. Like always, if you like this review, don't forget to do something nice for somebody. But most importantly, don't forget that the world is a better place because you are in it. And I'm going to go because my back is starting to hurt. Have a good day. I just wanted to say thank you for making it through the entire video. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to remind everyone one more time, even though I've probably already done this in the video that you just watched, to please click the like button as well as the subscribe button because it helps this channel grow. And thank you for hitting like and subscribe. And we will see you guys really soon.